recording. And then I'm going to shut down my WhatsApp so it stops pinging times here and again. All right. Atul, if you can come a little closer, that will.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just messaging back this guy.
Right. I know. It's multitasking thing. So, yeah. Yeah, wonderful. So, let's quickly get started. And then, thank you very much for joining this quick call. I know of all three of us were on the debate day before yesterday with Jatin Bhai, and it was quick, bang, 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 because only 2 minutes to speak, and it just the time, the amount of work that everyone has done. But yeah, that's the reason we are having this call, and. Without too much further ado, I'm going to have Atul Rai and Kuljit Paji and myself. We're going to introduce ourselves, and then we're going to discuss a little bit about the issues that in US currently and how we can, each one of us can. So, Atul Rai, your stage is yours.
Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the opportunity. And, we all have, in our own ways, contributed a lot for USA cricket, passionately, selflessly, and whether it is Kuljit, you or me. And we didn't ask for anything in return, for decades and decades and decades, we've been doing this, and so here now, USA cricket is beckoning, to do something, to change direction, to make something happen and help those people who really feel disengaged. So we are trying to help these people. So we're all in this together, right? So I want to, see how I can help these people, right? It's not about whether I can have a power or whether I can have a position or I can title. These mean nothing to any of us, correct? So you've been there and I've been there, and so does Kuljit. And so I think here today is a glorious moment, an opportunity that is critical in our historical juncture of USA cricket. So let's make sure that we take this opportunity and help these people. And I request all of those stakeholders and volunteers to come forward and engage themselves and participate in this critical election. I thank you. And I don't want to talk about myself because most people know where I was and all the things that we've done. That's not important anymore. What's important is what can we do to help these people, right? So I'll stop. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Atul Rai. Kuljit Paji, your thoughts on where we are and how we want to go forward?
Yeah, where we are currently, I think we are in the middle of the election season, right? So there is a lot at stake here for this election, and it's not going to be an easy task. We really have to work towards making sure we do the right thing, pick the right amount of candidates, see the candidates that are going to be picked, they at least bring the transparency in what's going on in USA cricket. Okay, currently we don't know anything about the financial structure, right? How much finances we have. There is no meeting minutes that's happening, right? I mean, I think the last time the meeting minutes happened, it was like in 2021, right? So everything has to be fixed. If you look at it, the youth development program, I mean, for the past several years, if you see, all the local leagues are conducting youth tournaments, right? I mean, I would see that, at least USA Cricket Board announces something for the youth, right? Even for the adult players, the players that are playing, they are literally striving to play for USA, their salaries has to be fixed, their contract has to be signed. They should know which year, which tournament they're going to be part of, I mean, they should have a calendar. These cricketers are our heroes. I've met a couple of these players who play for USA, and I have asked the kids, do you recognize who I'm standing with? This guy? They don't know that person, right? It is that we have to literally publicize those guys. Those guys are the ones that are chosen to play for the national body. we have to work for those players and make sure that we put all our effort, to get them recognized, for the amount of time they have given. We should give them a proper structure. That is where that is where we should be trying to fix this kind of issue. Yes.
Thank you very much, Kuljit Paji. Now I'm going to go myself, Ganesh Sanap, Northern California, 26 years here, self-motivated when it comes to cricket. Other things don't matter when it comes to cricket. So been very active on social media, been very active on the cricket ground as it is. A couple of things that I want to points that I want to pick from Atul Rai and Kuljit Paji is Kuljit Paji was talking about the under-19 or the junior cricketers, right? There's still time to conduct under-19 tournament. It's still not too late. Whatever it is, whatever issues are with finances, those need to happen. The incumbents have failed doing that this year, except the ladies tournament. There hasn't been any junior cricket as such. The men's cricket has been handled by the finances. Atul Rai talking about the voters. Let's just, for the voters, they need to understand the fancy posters, the fancy achievements mentioned, they don't mean anything. They need to look at what failed as well. Both the incumbents are really out of their term and they're still going around as the sitting directors, which is absolutely unfair on the USA Constitution, on the USA voting public. So Atul Bhai, your thoughts on that? You're on mute.
Yeah. I always tell people that in a nonprofit organization, the board of directors have the ultimate authority to make sure that you follow the Constitution, because the nonprofit laws are very, very clear. So if you engage yourself on the board, if somebody just asked me a question, what's the role of a member of the board? The member of the board, the role of the board director is to oversee the policies and oversee the operations, long-term vision, long-term strategies. That is the role of a board of director. If these directors are sitting there just to take some pictures and put it on Facebook, that's not the role of the board of director. And once that your term is over, you need to realize that your term is up. Why the elections are not held? You have to make sure that whoever you have employed, they conduct these elections on time, the membership drives and all of those. That never happened. And their excuse was COVID. 150 million people voted for US president going to the booths in 2020. So 10,000 people voting online cannot be an excuse, right? So don't tell me that these people couldn't create that. The membership drive we created in January of 2020 had 20,000 people in it. So what happened to those people? So all these excuses for not conducting the elections just so that you can stay on the board as long as you want, no one to ask you. That's not right. That's just not right to these members who have put you up there in that position. That's all I have to say, Ganesh.
Thank you, Dr. Rai. Kuljit Paji, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, any position that anyone holds, right? I mean, there's a term, right? I mean, look at any other elections that goes on, right? If the elections are not conducted, first of all, I'm still not able to understand why the elections were delayed. For 14 months, to verify the data of players. Even if you take 1,000 players, per month, you should be able to verify all the data, right? Initially, when they published the data, it was like 20,000 votes. We have got 20,000 voting members. Then the 20,000 became 14,000, 12,000, right? So this stuff, should have been done. And they have done their due diligence, and they should have conducted this election way back, when it was announced, right? Maybe take 2 or 3 months and announce it. So we really don't know what is going on behind the scenes, right? I mean, why it was delayed, right? I mean, the members that we're talking about, right? Those two incumbents, right? They should have at least, said, hey, my term is over, and I cannot do anything. Let the other board members come in and then get the work done, right? I mean, what really beats me even till today, right? Why can't they have these meeting minutes and keep on publishing to everybody instead of saying we are doing another tournament after another tournament for women? And also the message should come, hey, our terms are done, right? So right now we really want new people to come into the board, right? The election should be done. that is the message I wanted to see. All I'm seeing is they're announcing a series after series, women series, youth. I mean, at least they did one under-19 tournament, right? I mean, I would say like any other country, there is a structure, right, for even youth kids to know what is the pathway. They should have an under-17 tournament or under-15 tournament also announced, because the parents who have kids, they really look forward, because I have been part of this youth tournaments for the several years since 2014. Every year we have been supporting all the tournaments throughout the country, whether it is in New Jersey, whether it's in North Carolina, whether it is in California, or whether it is in St. Louis, or So I literally see the kids want to know how can they play for USA, right? Will they even get a chance to play for USA? So they need to have a quality and competitive tournaments that should happen, and that is something that we should really look forward, that having the board sit and approve these kind of events and allow the local leagues, engage the local leagues. Hey, can you host this tournament for us? I mean, that is where, because the local leagues are the ones who have the manpower. I mean, just look at the tournament that we just recently completed. We had to have 112 umpires for 4 days in the hot Texas of weather, and we pulled it off. Literally, we had 112. We didn't let parents do the umpiring. We didn't let anybody do the scoring. So the question here is, take turns. Okay, California will do once. Come up with a calendar upfront, right? Hey, this year this tournament will happen here. We have the ground secure. We have the umpire secure. We have the volunteer secure, and let the kids compete against each other. Full calendar should be openly published. That is exactly where we should be going towards.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Both your thoughts.
One thing I wanted to add, Ganesh, really quickly, is even today, after all 2 years of membership, even today, so many people complain about they're missing in the database, and the silliest things like, oh, somebody's date of birth is missing, or that could have been addressed. In 2 years they couldn't fix it. That's just a tragedy, in my opinion. There's no excuse for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was going to come to that as to, where is the credibility here? Where is the credibility when it comes to, your term is over, you're still going around as a sitting director. You have failed in getting the membership in place. You have failed in getting the elections in place. You have had multiple lawsuits going on you. So there's a responsibility, there's a credibility. I'll tell you about myself, my own league. As a board of director, we introduced term limits. After 2 terms, each member of the board or the exec has to sit 1 term out. That is 2 years he has to be out. That's how you give others an opportunity to serve, and that's how you build a community. So my term is actually ending in October, and I'm happy. I'll be happy to serve on the outside, take 2 years off, and be able to just go umpire at any of the tournaments rather than worrying about recruiting teams, recruiting this. So those are the things that needs to be at the national level, as well as responsibility. You're not there forever. You're there to serve. You're not serving yourself. You're serving the cricket community. That's my message here. We'll go on forever, but your closing thoughts, Dr. Atul Rai?
Yeah, I think, we need to somehow find a way to bring a good governance to this organization, because the potential is huge in this country. The biggest market in the world is the US, right? We talk about lack of funding. So, and there is no excuse for that kind of stuff. You and I both know we conduct tournaments and we collect monies from a lot of people, and successfully conduct tournaments every single year, right? So, and for years, 30 years I've been doing this, and I've never asked USA Cricket for money, so for them not to be able to do things, there is a huge issue here, right? So, and we can't be looking to ICC's money or this money or that money. So it's the governance issue, it's the accountability, it's the transparency, and having no plan. There's actually, they talk about a strategic vision and things like that. They cannot even implement those things. If you can't conduct a simple membership drive and conduct elections, how are you going to carry out this grandiose plan of vision and for 2030? That's all on paper. It doesn't mean anything if you don't actually have a structured plan. We can't even conduct a national tournament. So how are these kids ever going to have a chance, right? So anyway, we can go on and on and on, but I think we are at a critical juncture, at this point. If we don't take, matters into our hands and try to change this today, it will be lost forever. This is a critical election. So I hope everyone understands that. Thank you.
Dr. Kuljit bhai, your thoughts, closing thoughts?
Yeah, my closing thoughts is always for the players, okay? Make sure the players that are playing the sport, right, are treated right, okay? The players should not be in a dilemma anytime, they are still waiting whether this tournament will happen, whether they will go or not. Talking about finances, right, we really need to come up with a plan, right? How are we going to generate the funds? Because every tournament is going to cost X amount of dollars, right? That X amount of dollars has to be generated. We have to get corporates involved, right? We have to show them that start small. Okay, don't expect millions or billions of dollars, right? Start doing tournaments, start winning tournaments overseas. Beat the teams, that these guys play, then the fan base will be built. I will also suggest the players themselves, like they should be going to schools and trying to promote the because a player has to make his fan base, right? I will talk about Satnam Singh Bamra, the tallest basketball player who just got selected for the development team, in Dallas, right? He couldn't build a fan base because it is. I mean, he was trying his best, right? I mean, main thing is getting into the US market and then building a fan base. All players should have their own fan base. They should be working hard, going to the schools, trying to educate, trying to show what cricket is about, promote them. Then they should. That is how I would look forward. I mean, the kids that play in the academies, they should make a trip. Hey, let me go to this academy. Let me try to do some introduction and at least they should. Even our kids that are learning cricket, they should say, hey, I met Steven Taylor today. I'm so proud. I got his signature. I met Jesse Singh today. I'm so proud. I met Jaskaran Malhotra today. I met Sushant Madani today. I got his signature. That fan base should be built, among our kids itself. Right now, all we are talking about is Virat Kohli and Dhoni or all the players, right? So this is where I hope the national players also have to do the work. For at least it won't be built overnight. They have to work at least couple of years, put their time into it, and it becomes a brand. I mean, Steven Taylor is a brand. Jesse Singh is a brand. Jaskaran Malhotra is a brand. Once it is 6 6s, he literally wherever he goes, right, the people will ask for a signature because he's the only first person to hit 6 6 right? So that is what I would hope that we'll have. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Kuljit bhai. Right, my closing thoughts is we need better governance. We need people with independent thought process. We need solid leaders in the board. And not people who get swayed by outside influences very easily. I'm calling it out as I see it, and I'm sorry to say, this is what it is. What it is. I've always been this way, and because I'm honest, I just want to see USA cricket do well. So those are the things that I definitely want to see. I personally want to see a USA cricket having its own facility. We've been renting out facilities and paying big bucks for rentals. That's how it is happening. And if you have our own field, every league has their own cricket ground, and why can't USA Cricket have its own facility? So those are the things that I would want to focus on. Other than that, we're just working on. Another thing is the voters. I want to get back to the voters. Voters, please make your decision wisely. Don't get swayed by fancy posters. Don't get swayed by who is doing what on social media, but look at what they've done on the ground. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining. Appreciate your time. I know everybody's busy, but thank you very much for coming on board.
Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you, Kuljit. It's great, an opportunity for us to actually express really, what we want to do. So thank you. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.